Today's a sad day. Today, Stan Lee, known owner Marvel Comics, has passed away. I think there was mainly not a lot of news about Stan Lee, like, over the multitude of years. I mean, maybe near the beginning when he was making his first movie appearances. But after that, it kind of fizzled out. And I mean, sure, we had the new movies coming in, but they didn't talk about him. And I think the main reason they had talked about him is because he was such a neutral guy. You know, he didn't talk about political views. He didn't go on the news and talk about stuff because he was really neutral about everything, you know. He might not have thought that way, but that's how he came off, because he didn't really come out to speak off against anything. And I don't blame him, because obviously that kept him out of a lot of drama, and I think he'd be better as somebody that kind of influences the minds of children through these movies, through these short films, this sort of thing. I think it's good to stay out of that sort of stuff and just stay in a neutral position. He died today at the age of 95. He was born in 1922, a very long time ago, and clearly he's made an impact largely on just all of America, possibly even more. He was such a neutral guy, in fact, that at one point when he was being interviewed, even though he was raised in a Jewish family, so as he was being questioned in this interview, being completely honest, he basically says, "I'm not going to try to be clever." People would normally say, like, talking about how they feel about it publicly, explaining it to other people, trying to convert other people. He just states, "I'm not going to try to be clever, I just really don't know." And as I said, I feel like he's really neutral, and that kind of just proves that fact even further. Some other cool things about Stan Lee are that he was actually born in New York City, and that's why you see it a lot in a lot of his films and productions. It's usually always around New York City. I mean, there are a few exceptions, of course, but for the most part, it's in that area. You may not have also known, in fact, some of you might not even know what the Fantastic Four is, but that was originally what set him off. I mean, he started off as an office boy for the Marvel Comics, which is basically just, he'd go around, he'd fetch lunches, he'd give them water, he'd give them coffee, that sort of thing. Like, he didn't have a specific purpose. He moved up to an editor, where he then was creating stuff like Spider-Man, Hulk, X-Men, Iron Man, Thor, Doctor Strange, that sort of stuff. But the one thing that really set him off was the Fantastic Four, which is not as well known as many of the other ones that are still being made movies about, but it was the one that really pushed him forward and got him into that president position where he then remained for a multitude of years. In fact, there's a famous quote that is used in a lot of films and just used in general a lot, and it's the, "With great power comes great responsibility," and that was actually from him originally. It dates back to him. He was the one that created that quote. Whether or not he's given any sort of recognition for it, it came from him. Nevertheless, he's gone now, and the only way to move forward is to just honor him and honor what he's done. I mean, for this generation and even the one before that, and hopefully the ones going down, or should recognize him to be the one that's created all those films and all those productions that are loved worldwide.